Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Daily Routine, the one and only show where I get to talk all sports. How about Team USA last night in the Copa America Sanitario? DeAndre Yellen was charged with 2 yellow cards early in the second half, and the U.S. responded well. Of course, Clint Dempsey's having himself a fine year, especially rejuvenating himself following a lost couple of years by scoring the game's only goal, which was the game winner in the 27th minute of Team USA's 1-0 win over Colombia. And this was a game where they needed to win to go to the knockout stage, because you didn't know what to expect from Costa Rica and Colombia. And this was a big step in the right direction for the U.S. Granted, there aren't any big playoff World Cup implications with this one, because this is the centennial of the Copa America. So that was awarded last year when Chile competed in the FIFA Confederations Cup, which is a qualifying thing. But now, looking ahead, the U.S. men's national team has gained momentum. They've gained confidence, and I think they are in the state of right direction where that momentum and confidence, and hopefully regained health, because we're still waiting for Josie Altidore to come back from his past series of injuries, and when they do, that they're going to have a better future than past, with bright young stars and an expanding soccer universe in the United States. Many people did not think number 13 Creator and number 2 Destin would finish 1-2 in the Belmont Stakes. I did. If I blanked on the name of the horse of the number 13 horse, because I said number 2 Destin would be a strong candidate. I was going to say number 13 Creator, because that was my exacta pick, and honestly, you couldn't be surprised to look at the connections with Creator. There's Tonalist, who was sired by the same sire, Tappet. So Tappet sired Tonalist, Frosted, who lost to American Pharaoh in last year's Triple Crown run, and now Creators. So if American Pharaoh didn't run last year, the Tappet would have sired 3 consecutive Belmont 6 winners. But two out of 3 seems fine. And now, because Exaggerator, who I wasn't surprised faltered yesterday, is lost in the Belmont Stakes and finished 11th, all of a sudden, the Eclipse Awards races for 3 of the Horse of the Year are wide open. 3 different winners each of the Triple Crown races this year. This is a good sign for horse racing. I think that it's good for gambling, because there are better rewards, like the exact that paid over $200 in yesterday's Belmont. The triple was over $1,300. But it's going to be a fun summer and fall to see who can win these Eclipse Awards come January. But I theoretically think it's going to come down to the last race of the season for everybody, which would probably be the Breeders' Cup Classic over Halloween weekend. And if that's the case, I feel that it's anyone's race, and anyone can be nominated for Horse of the Year. Anyway, let's go over to baseball, where the Dodgers and Giants played 2 very, very good, very competitive games the last couple of days, and it came down to the very end with Justin Turner's home run in the top of the 9th on Friday to save Clayton Kershaw and get him a win. And then the Giants rallied down by 1 in the bottom of the 10th to beat Kenley Jansen and the Dodgers last night with Joe Panik single to tie it in the 10th, and Buster Posey single to clinch the game for the Giants. Of course, the Dodgers on paper are theoretically weaker than they were last year. They lost Zach Greinke to Arizona. They lost a bit of mojo with the dynamic punch of Clayton Kershaw and Zach Greinke, but I like how the Dodgers have fared with the new manager Dave Roberts. The bullpen has certainly made their share of improvements over the course of the last month or so, with pitchers coming in better situations suited for them. Kenta Maeda has had a nice transition from Japan to Los Angeles. Clayton Kershaw has been, of course, out of this world. 122 strikeouts compared to 6 walks. And I think when you look at the Dodgers, as a whole, yes, the Dodgers are struggling a bit offensively. Their offense is about average with the power hitting Adrian Gonzalez and company, but Corey Seager has had a case why he should be an all-star. He has 14 home runs that by far leads the team. Trace Thompson has had a terrific season coming off the bench, 10 home runs and 137 at bats. But when you look at the Dodgers, their depth is going to be tested come the All-Star break, and if the Dodgers need to be tested with their depth, especially in the bullpen, they may have problems come the trade deadline, because they need to figure out whether or not they're buying or selling for next year, because the Dodgers are a few games out of the Giants in first place. We will get to the Giants side in a little bit, but the Dodgers are treading water right now, and I think that if the Dodgers want to get to the playoffs, they have to beat the Giants on a better basis. They need to show their strength against other teams like the Nationals and Pirates, who they have the next not next week, the week after. This will be a good stretch for the Dodgers through the All-Star break to see where they're at, and I think the Dodgers will probably be buyers at the deadline. Over to the Giants now, and the even-year omen is on again for the Giants. They have the second-best record in the National League, behind, of course, the Chicago Cubs. That they've had a terrific pitching with their trio of so-called aces, with Jeff Samardzija, Madison Bumgarner, whose ERA is under 2. Johnny Cueto is 9-1. Samardzija 7-4. This Giants team is much better on talent than they were last year. Madison Bumgarner was by far and away their best pitcher. They didn't have much depth in the rotation. So general manager Brian Saban goes out. Great job getting Johnny Cueto, Jeff Samardzija. They've shown what they're capable of. Buster Posey's had a good season, not to the standard Posey was when he was league MVP in 2012. But everyone's contributing somehow on an even level, and that's what championship teams do. Matt Duffy's is hitting well. Brandon Crawford's had a nice year. Gregor Blanco has been alright coming off the bench and filling in for the injured Hunter Pence. And this Giants team has something interesting, that if they can find a way to get hot at the right time, which they showed in 2014, 2012, and 2010. If they can show their strength in the last 2 months of the season, they'll be off to the races and give the Chicago Cubs a fight in the National League Championship Series. And they are in great shape for the month of October. That's going to do it for this edition of Daily Routine. I hope you have a great day, everybody. And in the next edition, I will be covering my projected MLB All-Star rosters as of June 13th. Have a good day, everybody.